Morning everyone. So swimming's finally back. It's been 4 months since my last swim. I'm really excited to be back in the pool now because one, I've had formed swim goggles for 4 months, which I haven't used yet. So really excited to be using those. And also with racing looking like it's gonna happen now, I'm only 9 weeks away from my first race. So it's just about getting swim fitness back, and I have no idea where I'm at fitness wise for swimming. Swimming, to be fair, has always been one of my strongest disciplines, so I'm not too worried. But really the next few weeks is just going to be about getting the feel back in for the water, avoid any shoulder injuries, and just sort of enjoy being back in the pool, build up a base fitness, because in effect we're starting from scratch again. So I'll let you know how the form goggles go and do a full sort of review on those. Like I say, super excited to use them. So that's the first session done. I felt really good, to be honest. It was 1500 meters. It was really just about getting back into the rhythm of things and making sure that I build up easily or slowly over the next couple of weeks. I wasn't as tired as what I thought I was going to be, but definitely the pace has slowed down. The form goggles, they were brilliant. They made a huge difference. I'm going to go into a lot more detail on that, so stick around for that. But at least I got to see my speed, I could see my overall time, and that really helps me. So I think as I progress with the swimming and definitely into the open water, it's going to be huge for me in terms of gains and just sort of managing race pace. So I'll feedback shortly on that. So I've now used them for 3 swims, which I managed to do this week. First swim was just getting back into the feel of the water, and it was nothing strenuous. It was just an easy swim. The second day that I went back, which in fact was the day after, and I just wanted to see where I was at fitness level and speed wise. So I did a 1,900 meters, which is the half Ironman distance swim, just to sort of gauge where I was at. And I actually did that swim in 31 minutes, 24 seconds. And that's where I think these goggles really came into their own. So for me, what I liked about it was I could see the pace I was going. So initially it was just sort of, I set out and I thought, well, I'll just stick to what I would consider an easy pace. And in fact, when I went out, obviously psychologically, because I knew I was doing sort of just a generic time trial, it was just sort of a last minute decision I made when I got to the pool to do this. But I actually went off a lot quicker than what I probably should have. And the goggles then sort of showed me that, and I slowed down a lot following that. So likewise, at the end, sort of my last 300 meters, because I could see the time in the eye, I sped up a little bit because I thought, you know what, I'm actually nearing that sort of 30-minute mark. My best swim at a half Ironman distance was actually 31 minutes, or just under 32 minutes. So in fact, I haven't actually slowed down at all, and I didn't feel too bad coming out the water. So I knew during that test that I had a lot more to give, which is great. So I think all the dry land work that I've been doing and the strength work I've been doing in lockdown has definitely helped. So I'd encourage you, if you haven't done any, to do it definitely, and use it in conjunction with swimming. So don't just go swimming and think you'll get there. I'm going to maintain the band work and the weights at home and all the body weight stuff to do as well, because it's obviously helped. So really happy about that. So let's sort of talk about some of the features, and I'm going to show you in the actual goggles. It's really hard to record them, so if I can't, so that's why I'm going to show you this. So what it does, you can set it on the app, and you can give yourself either right or left eye to show you your speed, your distance, your overall time, which is really useful. What I found was really good as well is it's an auto pause. So instead of if you use a watch, I use a Garmin. So every time during drills that I stop, I pause. Then when you kick off again, unpause and you go. So with the goggles, it automatically does that. So the minute you hit the end of the pool, if you stop, it'll then go straight into rest mode. And then when you kick off, it starts again. So that's really good. And while you're in rest, you've got a countdown timer as well. So you're not having to look at the clock in the pool or keep an eye on your watch. It's just constantly in your eye. You can see what your rest intervals are. And then, like I say, when you're ready to go, off you go again. And it syncs straight to your phone after the swim, which is great. So by the time I'm out the pool into my bag, it's actually loaded up onto Strava and is already good to go. So that's just really helpful. You can change the settings and set what you're wanting to see. So for me, I like to see the distance that I'm swimming and the pace that I'm swimming. When I originally started, I didn't play with any of the settings. I just went off, and I think it showed your overall time. So it just had a moving clock as a timer, and it showed your speed. So where I think it's really going to help is when I start doing drill work again. Like I say, it's sort of because the pace is constantly there. I always found it really hard to gauge a sort of easy or even a threshold swim. Just to sort of go on pace is really difficult when you're doing it on feel, where the goggles, obviously you can see it. And like I said, because it said I was going so quickly in the beginning, I knew sort of in race mode I would need to pace myself a lot better, because I wouldn't be able to hold that pace that I initially started off with for the whole swim. So I think it's really good for that. I'll be honest, I am very tempted now to race in them, because for that reason, where I'll be able to manage my pace throughout the whole race. And I can't wait to actually try them in the open water. So they do, if you don't know, they do work in open water as well. Another feature that you can get is, it's on there, which you have to buy, it's in addition, and I think when I looked into it, it's around £60-70, is a heart rate monitor that will clip onto the goggles. It comes with a connection piece included, but you have to get the actual heart rate monitor. Now for me, I'll be honest, I'm not too interested in my heart rate while I'm swimming, so I'll just go purely on pace, and that works for me. So really happy with just going off pace. But if you did want to know what your heart rate is, you can get those in addition to what comes in the box. They are around anything between 150 and 180 pounds, so it's a lot of money. Everything you can do on the goggles, you can do on your watch. You could do both without, a watch or a pair of goggles. However, it just makes it easier. So it's definitely an expensive luxury, and I wouldn't say you need it, definitely don't, but it is very nice to have. And for me, it just keeps me sort of a lot more focused now, and I found over the last 3 sessions that I've used them that I am, because everything's right there in your eye, and you're not having to do or worry about anything else. You can just get on with your swim, not having to worry about keeping how many lengths you've done, when to stop, how long your rest is, keeping that. It's literally right there in your eyes. So the goggles actually come with different sizes for the nose bridge. They come in a small, medium, extra small, medium, large, and extra large, and they clip on and off really easily, and you can change those so you get a good fit. A lot of questions I got asked when I originally shared it on Instagram about these goggles that I was using them was spares. So you can get all the spares from Form on the website, and I'll put the link in the description as well, which you can get replacement rubber seals, you can get replacement clips. So everything is replaceable, and that's going to be a nice addition, because I found that with other goggles, they do have a lifespan, and initially when you're spending £160 on goggles, you really worry about what that lifespan is going to be. So now that I know you can get spares, only time will tell how long they actually last. But so far I've had no leakage, which is good. And previously I used sort of goggles this size, and then I changed to the Roker, the bigger ones, which I loved. And that's, I'd probably say, is the only downfall for me on these anyway, is I got so used to using the bigger lenses that when I've started swimming with these again, this size anyway, it just seems very different again. So I'm having to sort of bring my head up a lot more in the pool to sort of see the end, where I found with the bigger ones, which is why I went to them, it was just really easy. I could almost just tilt my head up and I could see. So it's only a small thing, and that's personal preference on them anyway. But like I say, all spares are available from Form, so you've got nothing to worry about with them. But like I say, time will tell how long it actually lasts. One thing that will be, or I'm definitely interested to see, is how long the anti-fog lasts, because in other pairs of goggles I tend to find it's only a matter of months. Now if that is the case on these, then it's going to be a really expensive sort of pair of goggles at a short lifespan. So time will tell, and I will feedback once I do know. But so far there's been no fogging, no leakage, so those are the two main things for me anyway when it comes to goggles. So definitely so far so good.